Harry Reid, of course, roaring like the mouse. New York Times talking to him, hey, you got 60 senators now. You're going to get this legislation through? Quote, we have 60 votes on paper, but we cannot bulldoze anybody. It doesn't work that way. My caucus doesn't allow it. We have a very diverse group of senators philosophically. I'm not this morning suddenly flexing my muscles. What muscles do you have, man? I mean, look, imagine me as the Senate Majority Leader with 60 votes. Look. Here's how it's going to go, okay? We're going to do our agenda. And we are going to ask the Republicans for their input. We're going to seriously consider it. If they are active participants in this and they say, hey, here's how you can craft this a little better, or here's the direction we would prefer, and maybe we get 1 or 2 votes, that'd be fantastic. If not, and they want to be obstructionists and they want to get paid by the lobbyists that they get paid by, then I don't have an interest in them. Here's what's going to happen. If you want to stay in the Democratic caucus, you're going to give us an up and down vote on our agenda. You don't have to vote for the agenda. Here, I'll give you a perfect example of it. Today, conservative Democrats came out in the House. And I'm not sure it's even fair to call them conservative Democrats. They're pro-life Democrats. And obviously, they vary on some of the issues. But they're pro-life. And 19 of them came out and sent a letter to Nancy Pelosi saying, we don't want any abortion funding in this health care bill. And if there is, we're going to vote against it. That makes sense. Look, I don't want all the pro-life Democrats to all of a sudden become pro-choice. I don't want them to all adopt my opinions, right? But 2 things that they're saying there make sense. One is, hey, listen, let's keep this bill clean. And I don't want to muck it up. Abortion is very, very important, and we can have that as a separate bill. But I don't want that mucking up the health care reform, okay, or screwing with it in any way. And number 2, they want to vote against it because that's their conscience. I've got no problems with that. But now that's in the House, but here's what's not allowed in the Senate. For you to tell me that you're going to work with the Republicans in blocking the bill altogether so that there's never any vote on it, that you're going to, in essence, join their filibuster. No. No, you're not. Okay, you're going to make a choice here. You're going to either be with us in getting this bill to the floor, or we're not interested in having you in our caucus. This is the most important thing we have. Now, oh, no, you can't do that. You don't want to. Look, but I'm telling you, I'm a big tent. I got it. And I'm willing to have separate discussions, and I'm willing to have you vote against it. But what I'm not willing to do is compromise on the essence here, which is, are we going to get these bills an actual vote, or are we not? Now, that's how I would run it, but I'm not in charge. Harry Reid is in charge. And Harry Reid says, well, no, we're not powerful. It's only 60 votes on paper. Now, do you think the Republicans would say it's only 60 votes on paper? You think that's what they would say? Or my guess is the day after they got their 60th senator, they'd have a press conference like this. It's in this far. You like it? You like it? I could drive it in farther. Okay. Oh, our agenda. Oh, we're going to do every piece of our agenda. We're going to shove it down your throat. Oh, yeah, Democrats, bipartisan. No, we'll listen to them. We'll put them in the basement somewhere, and then, we'll halfway through, we'll cut their mic. But they can talk to each other and play patty cakes. Democrats, bipartisan. And that's how the Republicans react. Now, look, that has an upside and a downside. The upside is they got their agenda through. When Bush was in charge, they ran everything through on the tiniest of margins. They didn't need those 60 senators, right? The downside is, if you keep acting like that, you're going to lose elections, and that's what's happened to them. So I don't want to go to that extreme. On the other hand, I do want to do the change that we promised people. That was the whole point of the election, right? Because ultimately, I don't give a damn about the politics. I care whether we get the policy. And if you're not going to give me the policy, Harry Reid, I'm not interested in saying, no, if you give me 70 senators or maybe 80 senators, then maybe I can do something. No, this is the time. If you like this clip, you'll love the whole show. You can watch that at theyoungturks.com.